Hello viewers, you are again welcome in the biology classes of Dr. P.K. Verma, that is my biology classes. In this session, I shall discuss about fertilization and early embryonic development. You know that fertilization is the process of union of two gametes, and it has three types: isogamy, anisogamy and oogamy. In all animals there is oogamy. In fishes and amphibians there is a false sexual relation or false copulation known as amplexus. The males put pressure onto the belly of female, by which ova are released into water. Now fertilization and development both occurs in the water. So there is external fertilization and external development. Now in case of external fertilization, a number of species are present in water, and most of the aquatic animals have same breeding season or same spawning season. So the arrival of a sperm of one particular species to the ovum of the same species is just a chance. This chance decreases with increase in number of species, that is inversely proportional. Now the arrival is a chance, but the sperm ovum interaction has a definite chemical mechanism. On the surface of ovum, fertilizing, and on the surface of a sperm head, anti-fertilizing molecules are present. These are mostly glycoproteins or lipoproteins, and they have interaction just like the antigen and antibodies. So only the gametes of same species can fertilize, not different species in case of animals. Now in this diagram, sperms have come in contact of the ovum. They pass across the protective layer, zona pellucida, and for that from the acrosome a number of enzymes, especially the enzyme hyaluronidase, is released. When a sperm head comes into contact of ovum, a reaction occurs that is called acrosomal reaction. The membrane of a sperm and ovum fuse together, and the male pronucleus or the sperm head enters into the ovum. Here the acrosome absorbs water, its content becomes diluted, and the enzymes are released. These enzymes dissolve the mucous membrane, zona pellucida, and then form a long tube known as acrosomal tube. This acrosomal tube fuses with the egg membrane, and a passage is formed through which a sperm nucleus flows into the ovum. Following the sperm nucleus, one of its centriole also enter into ovum. Now after a few hours, mostly within an hour, the metabolism of zygote suddenly increases. It starts to produce high amount of ATP and many new proteins are synthesized. So a process of regular mitotic division starts, that is called cleavage. At first the two divisions occur from pole to pole, so 4 cells of equal shape and size are formed, but thereafter third division is transverse, that is along the equator or just above equator. If it is along the equator, the upper tier of 4 cells and lower tier of 4 cells remain similar in shape and size, so it is called equal holoblastic cleavage. But in fishes and amphibia, the third division plane is above the equator, and in upper tier 4 micromeres and in lower tier 4 megameres or macromeres are formed. Such division is called unequal holoblastic cleavage. Now the first diagram shows here the egg cell just after fertilization. Here 2 cells are formed by division along the pole. The second division also occurs along the pole, so these 4 cells have equal size. But the third division is not equatorial, it is above equator, so the upper 4 micromeres and lower 4 megameres are formed. Later on, from the bunch of cells known as morula, the next stage blastula and then gastrula will develop. Blastula is formed after 32 cell stage in amphibians. It has a hollow cavity known as blastocele. It is filled with saline water. Its roof is formed of 2 cell layers in frog, and the lower part has 4 to 5 cell layers. In this diagram, the lower part is shown having 4 layers at least, and in the upper part only 1 layer is shown. Now after formation of blastula, invagination occurs from the side through which a sperm had entered and a blastopore is formed. It forms a new cavity, it enlarges like this and forms a new cavity known as archenteron. You see how it invaginates inward and then expands to form the archenteron. The blastocele, which was outside here, become gradually limited in a small area and finally it disappears. So gastrulation is a complex process. Gastrulation is a morphogenetic movement of cells. It occurs by invagination and involution of the cells, forming a new cavity archenteron, and the blastocele is replaced. At the end of gastrulation, 3 germ layers, ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm are formed. So these 3 primary germ layers are developed by gastrulation. From the ectoderm, entire epidermis, that is the surface of skin, its glands, etc., and nervous system are formed. From mesoderm, all types of muscles, connective tissue, blood, lymph, bone, cartilage, etc. develop. The kidney, circulatory system and genital system also are mesodermal in origin. From endoderm, internal lining of alimentary canal and lungs are formed. Liver and pancreas have dual origin from endoderm as well as mesoderm. So these are endomesodermal structures. Now you know all about the early embryonic development, and you have also learned different tissues formed by gastrulation and thereafter organogenesis. Thank you very much.